what I want to do is make a film all about product placement, marketing, and advertising, where the entire film is funded by product placement, marketing, and advertising.
Hi, you guys, and welcome to What's a Flick, which is not brought to you by White Castle.
The Greatest Movie Ever Sold basically follows documentarian Morgan Spurlock as he makes a movie that is about product placement and marketing and advertising, which, as he famously likes to say, is paid for by marketing, product placement, and advertising. So we follow him around as he calls companies and tries to get them to put money into his movie. And so we sort of follow along in his quest to get this movie paid for. And along the way, we find out about how marketing works and how product placement works and how we are basically being sold a bill of goods from the moment we wake up to the moment we go to bed.
With product placement, what do you think should be done?
There should be some little pop-up that comes on and says advertisement. It could be a scroll at the bottom, it could be a little pop-up, whatever. At the moment people are being advertised to, they should know they're being advertised to.
I have to say, I really, really liked this movie. I thought this was hilarious. A lot of it really resonated for me. I've spent a little bit of time in the agency world. You know, I, as part of my job, I deal with a lot of this kind of stuff because I run a site that runs on advertising. And so you get sponsorships that come in and you have to try and figure out where that line is between, you know, maintaining your integrity and selling out. And it's not an easy line to define sometimes.
Is there a plot? This is the movie right now.
I think the thing to do is go get a client.
Can we please get mane and tail to be the sponsor? What are the words that you would use to describe Ban? Ban is blank.
That's a great question.
I thought this movie was hilarious. I really liked it. I thought it was very perceptive, and I liked the way I felt like he effectively could satirize the idea of product placement while embracing it.
I have to admit, I was entertained while I was watching it. Spurlock is charismatic and he's funny and he's got cool ideas. But when it was over, I kind of felt like, all right, well, when does the movie start? You know, like
this is the movie.
Yeah, like that's
right.
it.
Right.
You know, like this is the whole movie, and it kind of felt like because I don't think I learned anything about this world because I don't deal with advertisers as much as you do. So I was sort of hoping to find out things that I didn't know about marketing and about how they slip this stuff in. But it all kind of felt like, well, yeah, there's a lot of product placement in movies.
Right.
I knew that.
As we look at the change in Hollywood, and not to go off too much on a tangent, but as we look in, you know, how hard it is to finance movies, and people are doing, you know, studios almost exclusively these days are doing comic book movies or great big action films. You know, the things like, you know, maybe this is part of why Westerns are kind of effectively dead. You know, it is hard to arguably get a sword and sandal epic made the way maybe we've seen them in the past.
I'm finding this conversation more interesting than anything we get in the movie. I want, you know, I really just, because like, you know, I've seen TV shows where like literally characters on, you know, some teen show will start talking about, oh, I think I'm getting a zit. Can I borrow your Xeno? Oh yeah, my Xeno, it's great. You know, I mean, like they really, like they work it into the dialogue now because we're all TiVoing through commercials. You know, this is a fascinating subject matter. I don't fault him for picking this idea to make the movie about. He wasn't ripping the lid off anything. I wasn't learning anything that I didn't know about marketing. I like the idea of this film, and I like Morgan Spurlock, but this just was not. I was disappointed.
Yeah. The thing with Morgan Spurlock, I feel like he's the anti-Michael Moore in a lot of ways, in that Michael Moore inserts himself front and center, and he has these ideas, and he hammers them home in a very strident way, whereas I feel like Morgan Spurlock has an idea and says, okay, let's go on this journey, let's ask these questions, and like, come along with me, and it's gonna be fun, and we're all gonna figure it out together.
Out of this film may come a transformed, corporatized Morgan Spurlock. That's your challenge.
Well, have you got a pair of these?
We should do numbers. Mr. Duralde, please go first.
You know, nice try. I'm gonna say a 5.5.
You're far too low. Far too low. I give this an 8. I really, really like this. But you know, maybe the marketing worked on me.
You are very easily influenced.
You know, exactly. I clearly want to go see it again.
Right.
And again,
did you
and again.
Drink a Palm? Did you drink a Palm Wonderful?
No, you know, I actually did kind of want to at some point. I'm sure, you know, he treats his marketers well. He treats his brand partners well, and he doesn't do this. But I was dying to see him, you know, take a sip and be like, oh, I'm so sick of this stuff.
At the screening I went to, they were giving out little samples of several of the products that are shown. And so the only one I picked up was the mane and tail shampoo. I'm curious. Nay. I'm giving it a 7. And so since someone else did math for me, I can tell you that our average is 6.9. So an endorsement, not hugely resounding. We're kind of mixed on it, but it was fun.